you have to leave $100. It's $30, so I just took an extra $10 off what you owe me. Okay.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Clara.
Hi.
Hi, Clara. Where are you these days?
What?
Yeah, you're muted. Can't hear you.
I'll turn it down, but.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. I don't know why I said I couldn't unmute. Hi, Lily.
Hi, where are you?
I am in South Carolina.
Great. Where? What town?
Columbia. I'm in the
Columbia.
capital city. Yep.
How's life out there?
It's interesting. It's definitely warmer. It was like 80 degrees today.
Okay.
But yeah, there's good and there's bad, you know.
You've escaped your Michigan winters, that's for sure.
Yeah. There really is no winter here. There's like a few cold days.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great. Good to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you. There's nobody down here that cooks like Amanda.
I believe that.
Yeah. So
I don't think there's anybody anywhere that cooks like Amanda.
that's so true. I did not realize how spoiled I was being in Ann Arbor.
It's kind of fun to see the outside from Amanda's kitchen.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
There you go.
Hello, who is it? Who's there?
Hi, Amanda. It's Joan from Cambridge.
Joan? Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi. I'll admit I'm here for you, not so much for the desserts, but I couldn't give up an opportunity to see you.
Oh, welcome. So nice to hear your voice. I'm sorry I can't see you, but
No.
it's okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. So who else is there?
Well, Clara's visiting from South Carolina.
Oh, hi, Clara. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Oh, well, so nice to hear your voice again.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just telling everyone how spoiled we are to have you in Ann Arbor and how much I miss having you available.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
Maybe someday the shook will ship.
I'm glad you didn't make a mistake with that tongue twister. It's very good, Clara.
So I see, just so you know, I see John Epstein, as you heard, Dana Harwitz, Clara, you heard Carol Cargold, Nancy Cart, Michelle Israel, Lily Layden, Cindy, Charlene, and there are people joining us.
Okay, so should we wait 1 minute?
Yeah.
I'll wait a minute and then, so has anyone got any questions about, I know that you received the recipes ahead of time. If anyone has any
I have a question. Michelle. Amanda, when I make them, will they taste as good as when you make them?
Of course, Michelle.
If only.
The next week.
Only.
And they'll freeze really well. So, you know, and you can cut them up and take out a bit of a time. Or not, whatever.
I'm doing you a favor, you know.
Any other questions?
Just wanted to say hello to everyone. Hi, Amanda. It's Kinga. Good to see you.
Hi, Kinga. Hi. So nice to hear you. I sorry I can't see you, but I can hear your voice, and it's great. Thank you for showing up. I hope you learned some new tricks.
Yes, I'm excited about it. I got the ingredient this afternoon, so I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, you know, whoever's here, I'm just going to tell you we're going to start with the chocolate chip cookies. So if you want to just get yourselves organized, I know some people might not be doing it now. Some people might do one of the
Don't you
items.
see a little aftertaste like cinnamon or something? Do you want some more?
Amanda, what did you say we're starting with? I'm
With the
sorry.
chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And I'll chop these things. Like when you say things, I'm going to help.
Okay.
Also, I saw that Renee Pinsky joined in.
Okay,
I saw her
great.
registration, and
So
Diane Vineker jumped in.
Okay, great. So we're going to get started in a minute or two. I just have to thank Rav Nadav is on technical support. So we're very grateful. And then here's my sous chef. This is the wonderful Lisa Markman.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
The most wonderful baker. And she's also a doctor, so if you have any questions, she's the girl to ask.
Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we do it all. All right, so I think maybe we should start because we've only got an hour. So as I said, we're going to start with the chocolate chip cookies. Oh, no, sorry. I thought actually I would show you everything that we're doing before. I know it's a bit, what's the word? Unusual, but I just thought you might like to see what we're going to do and how it looks. So these are the brownies. They're really nice and fudgy. These are the chocolate chip cookies. As I said in the little blurb, they were submitted to the Beth Israel Congregation Sisterhood Passover Recipe Swap Cookbook. It's quite 2003, and Sue Adler told me about it. And actually, the recipe was submitted by Rhonda Cohen. So they're the chocolate chip cookies, and these are the sticky date pudding. They're kosher for Passover, so we use matzah meal instead of it. It's very common in England. It's very common. So the puddings are a bit heavier than the cakes, and normally, like, you can see the stickiness on the bottom, and they're delicious. So that's the finished product, and I can show them after in case we want to see them again. But we're going to start with the chocolate chip cookies. And if you have questions, how should we do it?
So can they either unmute themselves and ask it? And I said, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Rav Nadav. I'm your host today. And if you have a question, just unmute yourself and you can ask it, or you can put in the chat area that you want me to ask it for you. But either way, and then otherwise, please mute yourself. So if your dog's barking or something like that, we can still hear Amanda's instructions. We don't want to put salt in instead of sugar because we didn't hear it right.
Been there, done that. Okay, so we're going to start. So first of all, we're going to cream our, if you have margarine or butter, we're going to have 1 cup, 2 sticks of the butter or margarine, if you want to keep it parav. So we just put that, you can do it by hand, or
What?
I'm putting it in the food process, mixer, thank you. And then we've got
I'm
going to ask 3 questions.
Then get out of mute.
3,
My two
carry
questions.
on.
I muted them.
Okay.
It didn't sound like a real question.
Okay, so then we have our brown sugar. So measure out 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And then we have, I'll slow down. So hopefully you're all at that stage. And then we're going to add 1/2 cup of white sugar. Oh yeah, and the vanilla. Now the vanilla, I just use a teaspoon. I'm just gonna, there we go, teaspoon. All right, so now I'm gonna just cream it up. This is weird. So excuse the noise, just gonna cream it.
Flour.
Okay, so I'm watching a movie. What? What were you crying about?
Now you can certainly do it by hand. You just have to make sure that your margarine or your butter is softened.
It's so good. It's so
really struggled. He wasn't able to complete that process. Over the course of several years, he later more over the time, creating that nature.
And I just make sure you get it from the sides. This is like, you know, it's common when you're making chocolate chip cookies. This is the first step. Normally, you cream your fat with the sugars and the vanilla. So just get that little creamier. Does anyone have any questions so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you show us what the chocolate chip cookies are, the size of them and how thick they are?
Well, when we make them, we can show you.
I thought you had some out a minute ago. That's all the only reason.
Yeah, I did, but we put, you can, there you go.
Oh, those look good. Okay, thank you. And one other question. When you make the brownies, are they going to be fudgy brownies or drier brownies? They are fudgy.
Very fudgy. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to crack my eggs. Checking for blood spots or bad eggs. I was in my see-through egg thing. Okay, just going to mix that in. And then again, I'm just going to, I'll show it you in a second. I'm just going to bring everything together and I'll show you what it looks like. Can you see? So it's like creamy.
Right.
And then I'm going to add, just like when we make regular chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to add the, instead of the flour, I'm going to add matzo meal and the matzo cake meal. All right, so we're going to add, and we also have a cup of potato starch. So we've got half a cup of matzo meal, and it goes. Half a cup of the matzo cake meal, which is a finer matzo meal. And this is the potato starch I got from the store, and we measured out a cup in there. And then in it goes. And then we're just gonna mix it till it's combined. Almost there. There we go. And I'm just measuring out 2 cups of chocolate chips. And we're going to mix that together. And then this is going to go into the refrigerator for an hour or so. You could do it overnight. Okay, so that's what it looks like.
Let me for that.
Okay.
And can I ask a question?
Yes.
How long can you leave it in the refrigerator?
Probably a couple of days, don't you think?
There's some recipes that say 2 or 3 days.
Oh, did you hear that? Lisa said there's some recipes that said 2 or 3 days even.
Oh, okay, good.
As long as it's in the refrigerator because of the raw egg. And what?
And cover, I mean, like. the
Oh,
saran
yeah.
wrap over it.
Yeah, I would saran wrap it and,
Hey, Amanda,
yeah.
question. So, I don't have the matzah cake meal, I'm just realizing. So can is that gonna make a big difference and just add more matzah meal maybe?
Yeah, add much. I mean, whatever, if you have at home, like, I can't use nuts in the Beth Israel kitchen, so you could use almond meal, almond flour,
Okay.
or more. It's just that matzah meal would probably make it a little heavier, maybe half potato starch, half matzah meal.
Okay.
Those ingredients. But yeah, no, I mean, coconut flour I'm using for one of the things I'm doing. I put, I think it's for the sticky toffee pudding. I normally do it at home with ground almonds, but I'm doing it with coconut flour, it's actually turned out quite well. So that's fun for me.
Amanda,
Yeah.
Amanda, earlier I mentioned to you chickpea flour. Can I use that for anything?
As I said, I have never
used it.
I've never used a chickpea flour, so I can't tell. I mean, have you used it in baking before?
No.
No. So
That's why I was wondering if you had any idea.
You can look online, just say, can I use chickpea flour to substitute for flour Google is wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so we're moving on now to I can't believe it's kosher for Passover brownie. And I do like this recipe. It's very fudgy. Thank you, Lisa. You're welcome. All right, so if anyone's following along with this one, we can get all of our ingredients together. And I'm going to just start with Not the egg. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off with the eggs, the sugar, and the oil.
Okay. You want a bigger one?
I think it might be good. So I'm going to break the eggs into here. 4 eggs. And then we have I'm just going to wipe my eggy hands. And then we're going to mix that with the sugar and the oil. 2 cups of sugar.
How much oil do you need?
Oil is 1 cup. Yeah, so this is power of no dairy here. So we just mix that up. Potato starch. Oh, there. Okay. All right, so it's just mixed up. So, actually, it does say to sift the salt, cocoa powder, and potato starch in a separate bowl, but you know what? I'm not gonna do that. We're just going to wing it. It's fine. That's what I did before. So, potato starch, we have a cup. And then we have some cocoa powder and the salt here. And the salt is half a teaspoon. Here we go. All right. So we're just gonna mix that up. Oh, shoot. Yes. There we go. And then finally, well, excuse me, but I'm not getting you with all the cocoa powder. It likes to fly in the air, this cocoa powder. I forget. Wait, chocolate chips, yes. So we've got 1 cup of the chocolate chips, in it goes. And then the pan. Now it looks like a very wet mixture, as you can see. And thank you, Lisa. trying to get everything, and it's very easy to mix. Cocoa powder from around. Okay, I'm just going to put it in a foil pan. And then that's just going to take 30 minutes to bake in our oven. And that's it. I think it's quite amazing. It's so different to other brownies I make, I think mainly because of the potato starch. And that's how it looks. And then Lisa's going to take that to the oven. Thank you.
Amanda, what size is that pan?
It's a 9 by 13.
Thank you.
It's one of the, it's a small foil ones. You can get them at Costco or Sam's Club.
Okay.
And that's that. And then, anyone else have a question about that? Is anyone actually cooking with me, or do you want me to slow down?
Michelle Israel is waving her hand.
I'm cooking, but I'm behind. I didn't have stuff prepped, but keep going.
Okay.
Amanda, can you see? Amanda?
I can see.
Brownies right here.
Oh,
you
she's
can't
showing.
see me. I'm putting mine in the pan right now.
Wait, let me have a look. I'm going to come.
There we go. Show her, Michelle.
I'm trying.
There we go.
This is my bowl of brownies.
Lovely, lovely.
And I'm putting it in the pan right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, while you're putting that in the pan, I'm going to move on to the sticky toffee pudding. Oh, we're moving along quite fast here. That's great. Now, I don't know if people had a chance to try and purchase, you can get these vacuum packed dates.
I did.
Or, I mean, I couldn't get them, not here. I can get them when I was in Israel. Actually, I might as well just tell you quickly just about a tradition. I don't know, my mother was born in Egypt, and we use a lot of dates. And actually, when it's Passover, feels like Passover to me when I start making the haroset that she makes. It's the traditional one from my family. I know everyone has their own traditions. She makes, it's actually very similar to this date paste that you're making for the cake. It reminds us of the cement, as a good haroset should, when the slaves were building the pyramids.
No.
No.
I have both Ashkenazi
It is.
and that, and there's dates in my harosis too.
Anyway, hold on. Where's my dates? My sticky dates.
In the containers.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. And actually, this looks like the haroset. That's what happens when I start trying to speak.
No, you were doing.
I was doing so well. Okay, so this is, so this kind of looks like the haroset. The only difference, and this is, if you did this beforehand with your dates, I gave you the instructions what to do. It was 12 dates that you pit and cut, and then you just mix it with water. And then for my mom's haroset, she actually uses sweet wine too with that, and cinnamon. And we love it. I mean, it tastes, it's like a jam, it's a delicacy. And having it in the sandwich with the maror, it's quite delightful. So that's my tradition. And when I start making that, it's good that because I can make it a couple of days before the Seder. When I make that, then I know that Pesach is around the corner. But I'm going to show you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So for the haroset version of this, it's, what else goes in it besides dates?
Yeah, it's just the dates that you break down with water. You boil it in a saucepan, and then you have to keep your eye on it and slowly, like we did for the sticky toffee pudding.
Right.
And then once it's broken down, then you can add a bit of wine just at the end. Then you can boil it so that, or not, to get rid of the alcohol, and then a bit of cinnamon, and that's that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it is nice. And it's very, I think my mom sprinkles some nuts on the top also for a bit of texture, but I like it as is. but I'm going to show you how to make this, the date thing now. So for the sticky toffee pudding, for the recipe, it calls for 12 dates. So you just, I haven't got 12 here because I did it ahead of time. So you just cut it, make sure you get the top thing off and the pit, make sure there's no bits there. So you'll have 12 of these dates. If you can get them nice and plump, that's good. But you're gonna add liquid to it, so it will break it down and it will get it, if yours is a bit dry, it should be okay. And then I just cut it this way and then that way, and then I put it in a saucepan. As I said in the instructions, with some water, just keeping your eye on it. I think it was half a cup of water. Was it half a cup or a quarter of a cup?
Half a cup.
Half a cup. Yeah. So then you put it in the saucepan. It's a bit. Yeah. So you'll with a wooden spoon or a spoon, and the water should break it down, and then it'll come. I'll show you. So like that, but with 12. I'm not going to do them all now. That's what I did earlier. And this is what it looks like. So it's broken down and it's a paste. Okay, so for anyone who's doing the sticky toffee pudding, can I get another paper towel? We're going to go ahead and do the sticky toffee pudding. Now I had the original, actually, I don't know if anyone's interested in this, but I'm in this Facebook group. It's called Shabbat recipes. And for Pesach, they have Passover recipes. There's thousands of members and they're just sharing all their Passover desserts. And it started in England. So there's a lot of English desserts, hence the sticky toffee pudding. And it's actually a really nice resource for Pesach and also for Shabbat. If anyone has a question, so if anyone wants me to point them in the direction of that group, I think you have to be invited, or I can hook you up with that group. And so there's some amazing recipes and amazing ideas for the Seder and also just Shabbat. So it's really nice. But so I tried this before and I had to convert all the English measurements to cups. So I hope, so I put the original one in the recipe and the ounces and the cups. So hopefully that's all right. And the good thing about this recipe is it's super easy. It's like a one bowl thing. So as you have the recipe in front of you, we'll start with the oil. Yeah, quarter cup. Thank you. Quarter cup of oil, and then we have the sugar. It's 3/4 of a cup. And then, as I said, thank you. And then, as I said, we just don't use almonds in the kitchen, but so I used this coconut flour, and I used it, and I was really pleasantly surprised. So you use your ground almonds or almond flour or coconut flour, and then potato starch. Thank you. And then we have matzah meal. Yeah, we need 1/3 of a cup. And a little bit of vanilla. And then this, I got baking powder. I don't know, it's kosher Pesach. I don't know. Okay, so actually, maybe you can answer. Why can we use baking powder? Isn't it like a leavening?
I'm not sure what's in baking powder, but ironically, yeast is kosher for Passover. It's just only when it gets added to chametz, because if you got yeast but you don't have any grain, then it's not rising.
Right. Okay. Thank you. There's the matzah meal, and then we'll have an egg. So So I'm just plopping it all in there. These are the best kind of recipes. You don't have to think about it. As long as you have all the ingredients and the cup of water, then that's everything. All right, so I'm just gonna mix it all in. Does anyone have any questions while I'm mixing it? Good, means you're all working with your ingredients. It's got a really nice consistency. It's quite light. Yeah, so it's nice and light. Actually, this one feels lighter than the one I made earlier. So we just put it in our prepared pan. And that will go in the oven. Oh, this feels really good. This is nice and light. So this will go in the oven for 20 minutes. And then could you bring the chocolate chip thing? What do you mean? The chocolate chip mixture back. Yeah. Okay, so Lisa's going to put that in the oven. And I'm going to show you one, actually, that I made earlier. Oops. So this is one that I made earlier. And when it comes out the oven, while it's still hot, you poke it with a toothpick or a fork. And I have a mixture. I was going to show you, but I made this one. It's just either margarine or butter, brown sugar, and water. When it's not paraffin, I'm doing a real life, not Pesach paraffin sticky toffee pudding. I use cream for the top. And as I said, this is how it looks. So we put this in a pot. I put it in earlier as the margarine, the brown sugar, and the water. And as soon as this, you put it in the pot and you bring it to boil and I would boil it for a minute, stirring. And then you can leave it on the side. And then when the cake comes out, you're just going to pour it on top. And when it's hot, it's just going to sink in, and all that deliciousness and stickiness goes in and transforms that cake. And you'll end up with this. And it's delicious. So we're just going to move on now and show you the chocolate chip cookies. I know it's been less, it's only been like half an hour, but we just wanted to show you the size. And sure. Okay, so Lisa's going to show you. We get like tablespoons of the chocolate chip cookie dough. And then, yeah, so it's kind of like walnut-sized balls. And I think when I did them before, I got about over 30 of them. So you get quite a lot. And as I said, they freeze really well. And yeah, so has anyone got any further questions?
For the chocolate chip cookies, is it best to freeze them as the balls and then take them out and cook them frozen, or to bake them and freeze the frozen cookies?
Ooh. You could do both. I mean,
do either.
well, you know, there's not, if you want them nice and warm and gooey out the oven, then yes. But if you just wanna, then I would get them out raw and bake them. I don't actually do that, but that sounds pretty good, and it sounds like that's quite a smart thing to do. But if you can just bake them off. Excuse me. Bake them off and and freeze them also. So either way, it depends what you want.
So it sounds like we can refrigerate the dough, which is where I'm at now, the chocolate cookie dough, and then bake it Friday if we want to, just keep it in the refrigerator for a couple of days.
Oh yeah. For sure, you can bake it on Friday. That sounds good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are there any desserts with no calories?
Uh,
I think it's called fruit.
Yeah, well, I wish there was no desserts, but you know what? Everything's in moderation. So yeah, fruit is a good choice.
I have another question, please. If you've refrigerated the chocolate chip cookie dough,
yes,
and then you have to take it out, do you have to bring it to room temperature before you bake it, or you just bake
No.
it in this,
No.
and just watch it?
No, yeah, I mean, it's best we're just doing it now. We would wait an hour normally, or
An hour.
overnight is good too. I'm not sure how these might go a bit flatter, but yeah. Has anyone got any other desserts they're making for Pesach?
I make an almond. I'm sorry.
I always make chocolate matzah.
Oh, you mean the
That's a
matzah
big-
crack? Or
Yeah.
just, that's quite delicious.
Yes.
I made that, and then I was thinking, oh, it's not addictive. And then as I was eating my third piece, I was like, oh. Yes, it is.
It's very addictive. Yes.
You can break it into little pieces.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really count when you break things in little
Correct.
pieces.
Actually, yeah, but it's
That doesn't have calories, actually.
No calories in that. Does everyone, if anyone's interested, we can hook you up with a recipe for matzah crack, which is you make the matzah and then you put caramel, you make a caramel and then you bake it in the oven and then you put chocolate chips and it melts on the top.
Right.
Then it cools down. And,
My family loves that one.
yeah.
I found another that looked interesting to me, the macaron.
Oh.
And it's showing the black and white macaron. And that I thought would be a wonderful and special kind of cookie, but it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And
Is that like the French macaron?
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's
right.
as opposed to the Manischewitz macaroons.
No. None of those. I'm making a chocolate avocado mousse.
Really? I saw that. Is that Joan?
Yes, and my dog's on mute.
He or she got excited when he heard your name. But chocolate avocado. Do you bake that off or?
No, it's actually really super easy. If you have a food processor, it's basically the avocado, maple syrup, a little bit of cinnamon, and there's one other ingredient. I'm trying to remember what it is.
And there's
you just put it
chocolate,
all
you
in the-
said.
Oh yeah, the chocolate, the cocoa. And you just put it in the food processor and then stick it in the fridge.
Wow. Well, it'd be very
Super
interesting
easy,
to
and you can
hear.
pretend it's good for you because it's got avocado in it.
Is it like an ice cream almost texture?
More like a pudding, kind of, I guess.
Wow. I guess you got to get really ripe avocados.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a key. But oh wow, interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you once more what the desserts that we just made together look like after they've been cooked. And then I'm happy if you have any email questions, anything you want to ask me, or anything you want to ask me now. I'm happy to answer any questions. So this was as you can see, the fudgy brownie.
Here, let me.
Okay. And then those chocolate chip cookies and the sticky toffee pudding. And that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful Pesach. Chag Sameach, everyone. And thank you so much for joining in. As I say, if anyone has any questions, please email me, or happy to answer any questions you have. And thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda, for doing this.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Amanda.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
You're getting lots of
Okay.
thumbs up, lots of
Thank
thumbs up.
you.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.